says I'm broadcasting on YouTube. Well, give it a try. And it's time to sing a little song about gratitude, and it's time to share what we've got inside. Let's share gratitude. It's time to share a little bit and lift our attitude, and time to have a time together. And that's because we've got lovely weather. And if you need it, put on a sweater. It's too hot now. I wish I had another. Hi, good morning. Good morning. This is Love Morning. This is a daily practice, a daily moment of intention, a moment of gratitude, a moment of recalibrating to the person that we want to be today. One who is connecting, one who is seeking opportunities for kindness, one who is finding things to be grateful for, one who is present, one who is authentic, one who is doing that lifelong work of inquiry, figuring out, is this a reaction to some external pressures or acculturation? Is this some should that I'm acting upon? Some trying to get approval from some voice from my past or some inner trauma? Or is this truly who I am? That is the process of doing the work and figuring out, who am I? Who am I? Is this me? Is this me? Am I reacting or am I allowing? And I like to use this morning practice as a reminder of that, just a continued process. So good morning, welcome to Love Morning. If you're here, share something that you're grateful for, or just say hello. Maybe let us know where you are physically. You can say, it's 1,000,000 degrees here in blank, blank, blank. I am in San Diego, California. My name is Halcyon. It is still a little cool in the morning. I'm not gonna lie, I already put the AC on for a little bit, but feeling good to be in this day, feeling grateful for so many things. Grateful for some successful shopping via the internet. I've got some see-through sparkly pants, fishnet. I think I'm in my fishnet 50s. Good morning, Zoe! Zoe says, good morning, happy Monday. So good to see the pink return. Thank you. I just put up a thing on Instagram. I put a picture of me in this outfit I'm wearing right now. I went outside to take a picture. And then I put over the music, LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, which the first line is, don't call it a comeback! I've been here for years! Good morning, Jennifer. Hello to you in Silver Springs, Nevada. And I believe Zoe is in Las Vegas, representing from Nevada. I got a number of things that I wanted to talk about today and share, including some sleep tips in a moment. Not a normal topic for a Love Morning, but hey, this is a Love Morning as well as what's on our minds. We can share whatever's on our minds. One I wanted to share, I posted a picture of Iggy Pop on my Facebook feed, where he's so wrinkled, and while singing on stage, and I just thought it was so badass. I don't know how old he is now, but you know, there's a wonderful movement of body acceptance and age acceptance happening, I think, within women, and men are a little farther behind in that. Partially because men don't have the same pressures at all, and a man can be seen as sexy and beautiful with a much broader acceptance of beyond the perfection norm. So, you know, as you wrinkle as a man, it's not nearly as, the culture is not as critical of us. However, there still is internal voices, internal pressures that men have to deal with. And so I just love this picture of Iggy Pop just owning it in his aging, perfect body. And a few people commented in comments that were kind of like critical of like, someone said, wear sunscreen, people. And I was like, this is not a picture of someone who has been ravaged by time. This is a person who has lived. He's not sick. He's not unhealthy. In this moment, he's just old. And that's fucking rad. Jennifer is grateful today for opportunities to learn and grow. Zoe says, once again, feeling incredibly grateful for my Burning Man art project team. Never done anything like this, and yet some truly brilliant people believe in me. That's so cool! Yay! You know what? I'm going to add that. I'm recording a podcast today, a new Stay Sparked episode. It's going to be probably live in a couple weeks, or maybe sooner now that I think about it, about how to avoid being a jaded burner. And so what you just said, I'm going to copy and paste it. I might even quote you if you don't mind. As what's people, Burning Man has changed. Right, and it still is giving people experiences like you're having right now, of stepping up into a place of creativity and creation and building a team and growing as a human being as you step into your artistry. Fucking awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Which is very same thing as Jennifer saying, opportunities to learn and grow. I am grateful for that as well. And I'm learning, the big classroom for me right now is relationship. And learning in terms of communication and as opening to partnership in ways that I have never stepped out of my independence to this degree. And it's a place to learn and grow. All right, I'm going to see if we've been having so much trouble with YouTube lately. I'm on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I'm supposed to be, although, nope, not working. All right, well, I don't know how to fix that. It says it's live. Okay, not going to spend any more time on that today. Brian says, I am grateful for creative opportunities, meeting and growing with amazing people, and the feeling of hugging friends, strangers, and puppies. We're having a theme here of growth and creativity. Thank you, Brian. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you are here live and want to share with us a little bit of some gratitude in your heart, that would be beautiful. I just use the word beautiful a lot of times, but it's a beautiful word. Bill, good morning, Bill. Bill says, grateful for the money I make at work that just bought me a big old stack of ramen for Playa. I love you, you beautiful humans. Love you too, Bill, and I love watching your growth as a burner. I think one of the fun things about Burning Man is you go and then you go, oh, I want to do this better next year. Oh, I'm going to bring this next year. Oh, I'm going to fix this. And then you bring something, you go, oh, that didn't work. I want to do something different. Like, last year I had one fishnet top that I wore every day. This year I have like 9 fishnet tops. Jennifer says, I'm grateful to be helping with an art project. I'm on perimeter for the night it burns. Cool. For the night the art project burns, do you want to share which one it is and what night it's burning? I just posted a article on Medium called 42 Ways to Ruin Burning Man, which I would love your thoughts on if you decide to check it out. Let's see, do I still have it? No. Hopefully you follow me on Medium, or you can always get it to johnston.com, has a link to my Medium on it. But maybe I can find a link that's easier. Yes, I can. I'll put a link in here. Because, why? Because I love you. Oops, maybe not. Jennifer's project is My Body, My Home, and Thursday midnight is the burn. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I think if I can make this work. Okay, I wanted to share some sleep tips. This just occurred to me that I have been kind of acquiring some things that have been helping me with my sleep. Now, my sleep is not perfect at all. In fact, in the last year especially, it's not been great sleeping through the night. I used to sleep through the night, no problem. If I ever had a problem, it was falling asleep, usually because of caffeine or stimulants. And now I fall asleep okay, as long as I don't have coffee late, but I wake up in the middle of the night after a few hours. probably the number one reason is eating too late. So that's a tip that I'm not doing myself, but I would say stopping eating early. But I'm not going to include that in my tips because I'm not doing that. So my tips are, wait a second. I wrote some things down. Okay, so my tips for better sleep that have been helping me: don't eat too close to bedtime, and don't end the day feeling just full to the point of pain. Now that should be obvious, and I'm talking to myself right now. Don't do that, John. Don't do that. Sometimes eating makes me sleepy, and then it makes me fall asleep as I'm digesting it, and then a couple hours later I wake up. So that's bad. Next thing, some things from the Huberman Labs podcast that have been helping me. One is as soon as you get up in the morning, get sunlight into your eyes and wait an hour to 90 minutes before having caffeine. Now, it's supposed to, both those things are supposed to allow your body's natural sleep chemicals to work so that you get your rhythm going and you fall asleep at the time that you want to. Okay, a big one that I got recently was I went to a sleep workshop, and the sleep expert said, he explained how sleep cycles work through the night. You go through these like 3-hour cycles or something like that. And at the end of a cycle, which has, the deep, REM, super deep, I don't know all the technical stuff, but what I do remember is at the end of a cycle, you wake for a moment. Because during the deep cycles, you're paralyzed. And so when you wake for a moment to adjust, to move your body so that you don't get crampy and, hurt your muscular system by just being frozen for all night. So you wake up for a moment, you move, maybe you go pee, or you have to pee. Now, this is super important because if you know that this is a natural part of sleep, it's so much easier to get back to sleep. If you wake and you're like, fuck, I'm awake, god damn it, you're now spinning out into the, I should be sleeping, something's wrong, damn it, I need to sleep. And now that's the worst place to be if you want to sleep. Best place is just like, whatever, I'm just resting. But what's helped me, so I wake up in the middle of the night, often I have to pee because I'm in my 50s and my bladder is a expressive mechanism. And so I'll go pee, and so often there's a little bit of a dream left in my mind. And so what is super helpful is if I stay thinking about the dream, keep trying to think about what was happening in that dream, what was going on in that dream. The wrong thing to do is if a thought pops in about the default world, something that has to happen tomorrow, anything about default world, the real life stuff, try hard not to think about that and try to think about what happened in the dream, or think about nothing. Just like let it go, like you're meditating. Let it go, let it go. If there's any threads of default world, then those threads start to get their spinning going, and then you have to, wind down again. But if you can stay in sleep mode, just thinking about what happened in the dream, what was going on in the dream, what was going on, and if you stay there, and then when I crawl back in bed, it's like instantly go back to sleep. When I'm going to bed, first thing, there's two things that I do. One, I listen to ASMR a lot. ASMR are these videos on YouTube, people doing things that, for me, I get a body sensation of tingling, like with whispering sounds. And they're usually talking, they're looking into the camera, and sometimes they're doing like a role play. Oh, welcome, you're here for your doctor's appointment, okay. Now, if this is weird for you and you don't know anything about ASMR, you should probably read up on that so you don't think I'm so weird. Many people have a physical sensation of like tingles and relaxation based on these, what they call their triggers. Now, some people's triggers are sounds or tapping, and you wear it with headphones, and I get a tingly sensation and it calms me down. But even if I'm not in tingle mode, like I don't put on headphones, still just like someone calmly doing like an eye exam and me just like trying to focus on, concentrating on what they're saying instead of like letting my mind spin. It's like, and just getting kind of zoning into this topic that has nothing to do with anything important. It's like reading a boring book, and then I notice myself to get a little sleepy, close my computer, take out my headsets, and go go to bed. Now, go to bed for me, because the transition can be hard from ASMR, doctor's appointment, or whatever, to sleep. So what I do then is, the final tip is there's all these different things I've heard of, like go down a corridor and count down from 1,000 by threes, or what helps me is right when I lie down, I try to, like, with the darkness or blackness of what I see behind my eyes, I'll like notice like a blurry shapey thing in that blackness, and I just try to like look at that but not focus on it, kind of like let my eyes just like relax and focus on the nothing of it, kind of like you're looking at like those magic eye posters where there's like dots and you stare at it and like let your eyes kind of cross and then it becomes something. Except in this, it doesn't become anything. You just kind of let your eyes just kind of relax and look at this blurry shape in the blackness, and just kind of let that be the focus, and let the focus be as relaxed as possible. That's what works for me. That being said, if I drink caffeine too late in the day, I can tell almost immediately, like, I'm not going to fall asleep. Like, I have no fatigue in my body right now. So hopefully that is helpful. I think that's all I got on my list of sleepness. So I will hopefully see you in Dream World. Victoria, good morning! Victoria is grateful for a good bed. Yes. Brian says, ASMR is scientifically supported. It's wonderful for rest and relaxation. Not weird at all. Oh, that's awesome! I haven't looked into it for a long time. I remember when it was first a thing, because I've experienced it my whole life in different ways, and then these videos started to really like fine-tune it into so you could go, oh, this is a trigger for mine, this is not. And initially I remember them saying, like, we can't scientifically explain this. It's just a thing, and millions of people are experiencing it. So it's a thing. Jennifer saying, thank you for this. I have trouble sleeping sometimes too. I think it feels like that is, I know of very few people that do not have sleep struggles, at least sometimes. That used to be me. I used to never have sleep problems. I think it's as you get older, I think it grows. I don't know if it's biological or just the more you know about the world, you're like, fuck. So if you're here and live, would love to hear what you're grateful for. I don't know what the heck is wrong with the YouTube stream, so I don't think it's live, even though it says that I am. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the Bones Brigade. Any skaters listening? I watched a documentary last night by Stacy Peralta called Bones Brigade, an autobiography. Now, if you've seen like Dogtowns and Z-Boys, Bones Brigade was this crew of kid skaters that included Tony Hawk and a bunch of just like legends, and it was really fun to watch the story of a time when skateboarding, like, there were no professional skateboarders that made a living at it. I mean, I don't think they could make enough money to live. They were just skating because they loved it, and they just, and that passion turned into an industry that is massive. And it was really fun to watch that. Especially, they showed the Bones Brigade videos, and I remember renting Bones Brigade Future Primitive and just loving it, and it being a part of my childhood. So it was really fun to watch this documentary about the people behind it and where they are now and their reflections. And it was beautiful to see like the emotions of these pioneers looking back at this chapter when they were kids, changing the world. Brian saying, Bones Brigade represent! Yes. And it was cool also to see like the Christian Hosoi versus Tony Hawk when they were like in this, there's a time when those were like 1 and 2, and Christian Hosoi was like the badass rock star, long hair, buff, super elegant, cool looking skater, and Tony Hawk was the technical wizard, gangly kid. Now Tony Hawk is like cool, but at the time, like Christian Hosoi was by far like the movie star, rock star guy. And it's interesting that I bet a lot of people don't know Christian Hosoi, but everybody knows Tony Hawk. Brian says, I'm more of a fireball rider, longboarder, but I owe my childhood to the Bones Brigade. Right? I mean, they were massive. Everybody I knew is totally devoured Bones Brigade and wanted, I think I had I don't know what board I had. And it was cool in the video, all the boards have all the guards. If you remember back then, you would have a nose guard, a heel guard, and side rails. Nobody uses those anymore. You even have like what are they called? What the wheels go onto the gears? No, that was, I don't know. But you have guards on everything, so you didn't scratch up your board. Now kids are just like, if you have a board without scratches, you're kind of a kook. I'm not sure what that word is, what they use in skateboarding. Hey, it's Dave from UK. Good morning, and welcome to this day, Dave. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for... I showed off this outfit a little bit. I'm a little concerned. I just got these pants, and they're like see-through and mesh with these like sequiny things on it, but the sequins are in the fabric, which I thought would make it safe. But one of these little dots came off. Oh, you know what I just realized? I have been speaking this whole time without the microphone next to me. That's not good. That's not good. Oh well. So I have one of these little tokens, so maybe if I wash them, that will knock off any of these that might come off, because it doesn't even look like they come off. This is the dilemma of mooping. It's not about no feathers, it's about careful about what you bring, and is it going to fall apart? Yes, which if you're coming in late, I urge you to look at my new article on 42 Ways to Ruin Burning Man, which includes things like how you can ruin Burning Man if you believe that glue gun is going to hold on the thousands of googly eyes to your bicycle for a week in a hot desert, or other moop nightmares. I am grateful that I'm going to go see Oppenheimer today with my dad. And I'm having lunch with Ladybug today. And I'm recording a podcast, a Stay Sparked podcast about how to avoid being a jaded burner. Yay! And I'm grateful that I had so much fun this weekend recording my other podcast, Hard on the 80s. Has anybody heard any episodes of Hard on the 80s? If not, I really encourage you to listen to this new one about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think we did a really good job, and it's really funny, and it's a movie that I think most people have seen, so it's fun to listen to the comments about our reflections on mall jobs and Spicoli. It's partially talking about the movie and partially talking about what the movie brings up in our reflections as three people in our early 50s that were young during the 80s. Good morning, David. David says Oppenheimer was incredible art. Cool. I'm very much looking forward to it. I saw Barbie last week with my mom, and I'm seeing Oppenheimer with my dad. Yeah, Fast Times is a great movie. I've watched it now twice in the last month, and I forgot how real it is. Like, there's some of it that's so funny, like Spicoli is funny, and you remember that stuff. But I forgot how much it deals with a very stark, realistic look at teen sexuality. There's an unwanted pregnancy. There is an abortion. There is bad sex. There is, bad peer pressure around sex. There is misunderstandings of sex, and I think it's really good. David says it's all fun and games, so the abortion subplot. Yeah, that one, and there's actually most of the ooh wow is within that subplot, but even just the sexuality in general, and like there's Phoebe Cates and Jennifer Jason Leigh are having a conversation. And Jennifer Jason Leigh is new to sexuality. She wants to be good at it. And she says, there's so much I need to learn. And like, I want to be good. And Phoebe Cates is like, what's there to be good at? You either do it or you don't. And it's like, ooh, that's not the good sex advice. No, there is ways to be more present and I think be a better lover. Not in techniques and tactics, but in communication and in presence. Maybe we need to, I'll write a Fast Times reunion movie. Dave says, even though I'm not able to go to Burning Man this year, I am grateful to see the excitement growing on social media. I'm grateful for being able to entertain on these forums. Yes, I saw your post on how to ruin Burning Man and left a comment. Sorry, buddy, my trolling is a work of art and makes people laugh. Oh boy, as much as I love you, Dave, I am not a fan of the art of trolling. But I'll check out your comment after this and see if it's in the true trolling or just having fun. Good morning, Kat. Brian says, I'm very grateful for meeting and starting conversations with a few local veteran burners. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I shared the sleep tips. I talked about Bones Brigade. Talked about Iggy Pop and 42 Ways to Ruin Burning Man, although I didn't share the ways, but I will encourage you to look at the article. Curious, Dave, did you read the article and then troll, or did you just troll without reading the article? There's no wrong answer. I'm just curious if it's worth it to share links like that on Burning Man forums. For the most part, I've been questionable results. But there's also, I got to figure, there's people that see things that don't comment, and that any comment helps more people see it. So I don't mean to be negative, or any comment on a post helps the algorithm to make it more visible to other people. So anytime you see something I post, if you just want to make a smiley face or a thumbs up, actually more characters is better. If you say, thank you for posting this, or, oh boy, John, you sure post a lot. That's helpful to me. So know that. And if you're like, I do that every time, and is there anything more I can do? You could become a Patreon supporter if you want. Or you could share things like this. You could tag someone right now. You could tag a friend and say, hey, come join us and listen to this incredible gathering of beautiful people talking about being open-hearted. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, I returned to pink. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. You know what? Let me speak to the hair a little bit. So I have returned to pink. And I gave it a lot of thought, because the last 5 months have been a deep personal growth journey for me, with some really dark nights of the soul and some ego loss. And so about 2 months in, I realized that I was a different person in this place of, removing intoxicants from my patterns, and in this place of meditation and therapy and breath work. And I was just like, I feel different. And so when I look in the mirror, I don't feel like the same person. And I started to become more aware of like this persona that I put into the world has some origins in my trauma. My deep down feeling of unworthiness based on some not getting enough approval from my secure attachments as a child created this need for approval. And so this public, vibrant person that is kind of, entertaining and being charming, it's cool. I like being that person, but the roots of it are coming from a needy place. And so I wanted to let it all go, burn it all down, and see what grows back, like a forest, there's too much in the way of my truth. So shaved my head and have been really healing and really feeling, I mean, so many incredible things, including like for the first time in my life, my dad saying to me, I'm proud of you. Like having at a men's group, someone just stopping and saying, John, you need to know we are so proud of you. And like these are the voices, the things I'm getting chills. Like these are things that like the wound inside, that was the thing I've been trying to heal. And so now I feel like I'm truly feel, not that I'm done with that journey of healing, but that I am at a place where it is under control. And if I keep on this path, I feel good enough. A lot of that has to do with the 5 months of keeping my intoxication at a place of discipline. So I'm like, cool, I feel good about who I am. I know I'm doing the best I can. I feel like I'm a good person, a good man. And I'm in a relationship now. I'm like, I feel like I'm doing a good job of being a healthy human. And so now I'm looking in the mirror and I'm seeing the lack of pink, and I started to go, I'm not sure it feels like me, this salt and pepper guy in the mirror. I could be that person. I'm less attached to it, but I'm also missing this persona. I want to put back on this part of myself without the negative residue of the unhealthy roots. So I've been thinking about that, and then this pink wave of Barbie fever is going through the world. I'm like the world that I've created for myself has suddenly been reflected in the outside world. What, like pink heart? It looks like Barbie's land. And I'm like, okay, so now this pink, and then the final straw was I started putting on some Burning Man outfits that I'm putting together, and I'm looking in the mirror, taking pictures of myself so I can figure out what I want to wear at Burning Man. And I'm like, I'm going to be pink at Burning Man. And so this look is not how I'm going to be at Burning Man. So it's time. The pink wave of Barbie plus the pull of the playa equals back to pink. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Dave, cool, awesome. I look forward to reading your post. And hey, Paul, good morning. Thank you, Brian, for tagging. Hopefully Sarah shows up. Good morning, Sarah. Kat says, personal transition always makes me question physical attributes. It has been so good for me. It has been so good for me to question physical attributes. And another big thing that has happened for me, and this is so I'm crazy madly in love. And when I look at my partner, I'm aware that there is virtually nothing she could do that would make me not find her beautiful and sexy and attractive and gorgeous. I told her there's no amount of pounds she could fluctuate. There's no amount of wrinkles she could gain. I think she's gorgeous. And I know that she thinks that about me. And so that place of kind of trusting that inner beauty is seen from others. When I look in the mirror, I don't see my inner beauty. I see the things that are wrong or would have been like, oh, now I've got a blemish here. Oh, now, But that's a voice. That's the critic voice. And if I can go, wait, I'm trusting. I trust my partner. I know what they see. Can I trust that is what I'm presenting to the world? Can I trust that? Can I let go of the mirror? Can I let go of the inner critic process and just go, how do I feel? That's what I'm putting into the world. And that is beautiful. I know that that's what I find beautiful in others, is that comfort, that ease. So it's wild that, even though I can feel comfort and ease, I can immediately make my self-judgment very surface level and vain, with a glance in a mirror. So the relationship has helped me to find less attachment to physical attributes. In fact, Lisa said, we were talking about this yesterday, and she said, the only thing that you could do that would make me find you less attractive is if you altered your experience or altered your appearance to try to affect external opinions of you. I love that. I love her. Good morning, Kiri. Kiri says, I'm so grateful today. We got approved within 20 minutes of applying for the 2-bedroom apartment with an incredible nature view. Oh, yay. We're moving this Friday into our new apartment and finally going to be able to take care of our own needs with an appropriate level of privacy since we decoupled. I feel lighter just thinking about it. Yeah! That sounded loud. Sorry if that was too loud. I tried to go away from the microphone. Bravo, Kiri. Way to live a artistic life. Good morning, Mingle. Ryan says, so happy for you and her. Your inner critic is fixated on judgment, your own. Yep. She loves you for the you who didn't concern yourself about those things, right? Fret not, friend. You're beautiful regardless. Thanks, Brian. And I know that. And yet I am made up of a whole team of voices, some of which are not fully healthy. Now, I love them. I know they're trying to help me. I know that they are sometimes stunted in different places, but sometimes those voices have more volume than I would like. On a deep level, I know my beauty and my worth, especially now. And yet, there are plenty of opportunities for adolescent me to bubble up and tingle feelings of doubt. So that's the process of life and inquiry, is going, wait a minute, where's that coming from? Nah, I don't think I want to believe that thought. Nah, let me think about that. That's just a thought. No, I know where that's coming from. A friend of mine told me a wonderful tool where if you can recognize the thought and you can trace back to where in your childhood it's coming from. Like I can think of a moment in junior high when a pretty girl asked if she could put makeup on me, and I just was so excited that a pretty girl was talking to me. She was upperclassman, and she put mascara on me, and then my friends started just teasing me, and I felt so stupid, and that adolescent insecurity, not knowing who I am and doing anything I can to be thought of as attractive and getting attention, like that, I can know that is an era, that is a part of me that sometimes comes up. And so if I am in a situation where I know, oh, this is that part of me, that is that version of me that is alive right now, that is feeling so insecure and is so hungry and needy for approval, and then I can go try to take that child and say, hey, it's okay. Look, we made it. Look. We made it. right, last chance to share some gratitude. I got to do a little prep for recording a podcast at 10. Kat says, I don't think I've knowingly seen you change your appearance for anyone's approval in ever. Yes, good. And I don't feel that. I that is 100%. My general thing is I look in the mirror, I go, is that me? Yes. If I go, nah, it doesn't feel like me, then I make a change. There are times when, like, okay, confession. One of my reasons for wearing fishnet, I feel like I look pretty fucking good right now, and I've been exercising, but I've got a little bit more of a here than I used to when I was younger, and my body's kind of got a little like if I'm posing, I can look good, but if I'm just like hanging out at Burning Man, there's a good chance that I'm not going to be feeling my sexiest self. But fishnet, I feel like I can relax and not have to pose all the time and be like worried about if I can just let my little, my belly kind of just like, and I still feel sexy and cool. Now, is that ridiculous that I would wear a fishnet so that I'm wearing clothes? Also my back too. My back has, over the years, it's like kind of, it's not as taut because I'm older, and it kind of like the muscle areas kind of have this body hang. So it's clear that I'm in my 50s, which isn't a problem, but there is a part of me that would like to look like this firm, tight, young buck. And I think with a shirt on, I can pull it off. So that's an area of vanity growth that I still can work on, because I would rather not wear anything. It's more comfortable for me. This is more comfortable. I would way rather be this. As long as I put sunscreen right here, because I get burned here. Or a bandana here is what I often wear. But then I do occasionally catch a candid photo of me, and I'm like, ooh, that's not the way I see myself. So it goes. Always growing, always learning, and luckily growing and learning because the body is aging no matter what, as was proven in that beautiful photo of Iggy Pop that I shared of him gloriously wrinkled and still rocking it. David says, now you're a progressive Burning Camp leader who helps all these people out. Let the pretty girls put makeup on you. I'm next in line. Nice. Thank you, Brian. Kat says, I get it. I'm a dancer in my 40s. It needs a layer of net everywhere. Oh, thank you guys for joining me today and helping me think through and process these things. This is a place of presence and communication and honesty and authenticity, and it's a huge part of my spiritual practice of this morning of focusing on gratitude and who do I want to be. And one of the things that is part of my path is transparency. And I believe that if I am in a place of not hiding anything, then if I can do that and not have shame about it, then I'm doing the best I can. Now, if there's things that I don't want to tell you, then there's the place there's work for me. So the goal for me is not to be perfect. The goal for me is to embrace so much of myself so that I can share all of it without embarrassment or shame. Yeah. Love it all. Oh, so wherever you are in this moment, give yourself a big squeeze and appreciate this body, whatever state it's in, knowing that at least parts of it are functioning perfectly. giving us a window into the unfolding of the universe with the tastes, the smells, the feelings, and the emotions, letting us have this wild roller coaster of a experience that we get to share with fellow humans. And what a richness there is in getting to share this journey and experience through them, their experiences, and noticing how much we have in common and the beautiful details of difference. So let's forgive ourselves for when we get off track, and forgive others, and sink into that oneness of shared humanity as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and you beautiful ambassador of love, thank you for being here for this love morning. I love you. See you soon. Check out the new Stay Sparked episode, the new Heart on the 80s episode, and the article on 42 Ways to Ruin Burning Man. Hello, Cordova, Juan, and adios. Bye, everyone.